All right, so Saturday. Originally, we were hoping we were going to get away with not being here today, but luckily we got most of it done. We got the car started last night, the exhaust on, pretty much all the finalizing touches on it, but we got to button up a couple things today, like the bumpers and the exhaust, like to straighten it out, get it aligned.
Yep.
A couple other things. And
do a good once-over on the car, check all the fluids, check the heat exchanger, make sure it's bled properly, and get it back street-worthy. You know, we'll get 100% ready for the street. Mike from Vengeance PCM's flying in. We'll go out and put some miles on this car and make sure everything looks good and it's ready for the dyno.
Yeah, and we'll be on the dyno Monday, so hopefully short day today and get this thing 100% for Monday. So it's Saturday, and Mike from Vengeance PCM just showed up, and whenever he's here, you know, we're almost done with the car. It's time to tune it. So we'll hook up to the Wi-Fi and start throwing some maps on this thing.
All right, so we loaded the base calibration last night. Mike flew in this morning, made a couple of small adjustments here to get everything cleaned up, and we're gonna go out and go on our maiden voyage and take a look at some data. All right, so we got a few miles on the car, pulling over to make our first adjustment. Mike's gonna explain what he's changing, what he saw, and why he's changing it.
Everything looks pretty good. We're gonna need to add a little bit of fuel. The trims are a little on the positive side, seeing as we have some experimental parts here that we're just testing out. We don't really have exact maps for this setup, but we'll have some by the end of the day. Just tap it in a boost for a second. It's good. It's good.
Clean. Yeah. This should be a very efficient combo.
Yeah.
These heads are supposed to be extremely badass. And then we got 2-inch headers, no cats.
So it's probably gonna be a low boost, but still make good power.
And we've got the new badass Whipple. Their Gen 4 rotor pack design with a revised port program and bigger intercoolers. So the Whipple should be the cat's meow. And we should make boost. We're on a 94535. So
as long as we don't make too much boost.
To put that into perspective, you were on a 91735 with Brian Shorter. All right, stop number 2, same thing. We're moving a lot of air with this combination, so we need to add some fuel to it. We rolled into boost just a hair, just to get into positive pressure in the manifold, and it's still lean. So we're gonna splash it with some more fuel and continue to monitor the progress.
Yeah, I figure a week build in 3 days, pretty much.
Yeah.
With, you know,
Mikey was a huge help though.
Yeah, Taylor said that Mikey stepped up and like,
yeah,
they've been on it. That's good. All right. It's a little too aggressive, and I left the knock sensors really sensitive because I didn't know what you guys were gonna do.
Yeah.
So it's pulling all the spark out. So I'm gonna back it up a tad, turn the knock sensors off. Not off, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Turn them on, but how we run them.
So if you didn't get all that, what we're doing right now is modifying where you're going from a naturally aspirated engine and rolling into or transitioning into a boosted engine. As the boost comes on, the fueling requirements change tremendously, and that has to be a very smooth transition. That's what we're working on at this time. All right, so we just rolled back into Speed Society headquarters after our maiden voyage. Did some fueling adjustments, did some transition fueling adjustments, modified some spark tables, modified some knock sensor tables. Everything seems to be checking out and working the way it should. So we're going to move into the TCM. The guys had ordered a new TCM from HP Tuners unlocked, so we need to get into that and start making some transmission adjustments as well to get everything working together.
All right, it's 2 o'clock Saturday. The car is completely buttoned up for the most part. Still got a couple things coming back from paint, like badges. That's no big deal. The car's been driven. It's ready to go on the rollers on Monday morning. Time to make some power. You're really gonna see this build come to life. And don't forget, you can still win this car, or 50 grand in cash. And it doesn't really get much better than that. And yeah, Monday morning, we're gonna put down some numbers.
Many minutes later.
Leaving Charlie's house right now, and we're about to take an 85-foot boat out on the ocean, like 100 miles or more. Yeah, so we're driving way out in the ocean.
You're vlogging this?
Might as well,
All right.
right?
Yeah, you got to do it. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime kind of trip.
Everybody's rolling out. Put their gear. Yeah, right there.
What is this, Liberty?
Liberty, yep. All right, they've called us up, and we're going to get on the boat. What time is it? Like
8:15, we're right on.
So here's the deal. There's no bedding on the boat now. Hashtag COVID. What we were starting to do is go across the street here to the Ramada Inn
15 minutes off
and rent a hotel room, take all the bedding off of it, use it for the night, and then just toss it back in the room tomorrow. We may be shivering throughout the night. Oh gosh.
My bad. Oh no, Nick's the accident. He
Oh,
puts it on
no.
upside down, dude. Well, there's my fuzzy pants that I thought were gonna keep me warm that are now in a puddle. Toss this one.
All right, update. This is
like where serial killers go to like.
these are our sleeping quarters. This is my bunk.
Welcome to the Navy.
Just be careful when you're walking around the boat until you get your sea legs.
Actually on our way back, but what's your problem right now? You feel like you're gonna puke?
Yeah, finally it's catching up with me.
Alex is like 5.
Oh! Mountain! Mountain! Yeah!
Bam!
Boom!
Mahi. Jump for your toes.
We're on the boat total. All industry, Speed Society, ACG, Vengeance Racing. In the house. And Missy.
$100 for whoever eats the head off of one of these little bait fish. And he's back to work. He didn't even rinse his mouth out.
Five minutes later.
I'm covered in cheese.
Nasty.
Can I get out of here? 'Cause
Let me
I'm
see your
not-
palm.
There's so much cheese.
Hey, I knew you were gonna do that. That's so disgusting. He waited. Oh, that's.
We're gonna rinse his boot out for him.
Lots of fish. What do you have to say?
Huh?
What do you have to say? You're having fun?
We need to find him another pot of fish though. School, whatever.
You want a pot of them?
Pot of dolphins. School fish.
Meanwhile.
Monday morning's here. Final day of Beyond the build. The car has just been strapped on the dyno. It's ready to go. Mike's in there putting in his magic. And we're gonna spin the roller soon, hopefully get a power number. Initial pump numbers coming in hot, and 680 on the second pull on the dyno, and just getting the fuel where it needs to be. So this car is going to be an absolute beast, and always a treat to have Vengeance here and turn hand on the dyno. So I'm stoked. What do you think? Pretty good. I mean, that's a solid start, and I mean that's just like first map on the dyno. So usually there's a pretty good ceiling above that. So checking in. Let's check it. That's pretty good. So the car's in there on the dyno. We've pretty much buttoned up the 9110. It made about 800 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque, so 8 and 8 on 91 with octanium. It's pretty good. So that's a pretty solid 9110. We're about to drain the fuel and move over to MS109. All right, VP MS109 time. Always. Getting that stuff in there or what? Yeah. Trying not to fill it to the very top without overflowing it on this new pretty wrap. So yeah. We're walking the tightrope.
I was about to say, dude, 860 and we're 860. So much room to turn up, baby.
What was that number?
863.
Still going up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got some spark to throw in her. That was the first rendition of 109 tuning.
All right, we just took our first stab at the MS109 map. It picked up about 80 horsepower, so that's a good start. We're gonna throw a little bit more spark at it, let it cool down, and then ice it down, and we'll get that good horsepower number. So that's coming up next. Belt slip, but other than that, perfect. All right, the dyno tuning is done. Ron and Mike are going to take it after lunch and do some drivability stuff and work out any bugs they might find on the road and just normal street driving. And then we're gonna get to drive it. Hell yeah, look at that thing.
Jesus.